4, 3, 2. Hey, what's poppin', people? Yo, welcome to Friday Night Gaming episode podcast 21 episode podcast. I'm already messing up because we ain't done this thing in a month. Yo, you already know who it is. I'm your boy Trigun 411. I'm gonna hit you with my co-host. We got a special guest. I'm crazy excited, crazy amped. Let me introduce you real quick to my co-host with the most. One time, one of his boys had sex with his avatar. Side thoughts? Go ahead.
Wow.
Magus, that's how we do, baby. Shit go left off.
Shout out to Pac.
Shout out to Pac.
What's up? You can find me at twitch.tv/Scythex and twitter.com/Scythex_.
Hey, there we go, baby. Real quick, you can find me at Twitter at Trigun4848, twitch.tv. My crazy channel, 1 million followers. I'm just looking for 999,999 of them. And real quick, without further ado, let's get them horns going. Hey, listen, real quick. Special guest really doesn't even need an introduction. He's a certified OG. Yo, shout out to Black Magus is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. OG of YouTube.
Let's
put some
go.
respect on this man's name. He's one of the OG original gangsters. So, Magus, go and introduce yourself to the people, man. Tell them where to find you, where to hit you up at.
Yeah, I don't know what to say after that intro right now. All right, yo, what up? This your boy Black Magus, and I just came through to chop it up with Scythe and Trigun. You guys can find me on Twitter. Everything's the same. Just look at Black Magus, all one thing. I guess it'll be in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, already the links are already in the description. All the Twitter, Twitch, everything's already there.
All right, cool. So yeah, I'm easily to find. I'm the most easiest man to find on the internet because nothing changes.
Hey, shout out to Black Magus. Oh, little known fact, the #1 Florida Gators fan in the building. Hey, all right, here we go. So make sure you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and Magus. You got to understand, I'm going to slam you at any moment I can. That's what I do with side. That's why we're talking.
It's fine because I already got my glory on Twitter right now.
Yeah, no, I know you do. Low keto, do not check Twitter. If anything, do not check my Twitter. Nobody wants to see that. Anyway, download us on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you drop a comment, subscribe, tell your grandmother, your mother, your sister, your cousin, your third uncle, even if you got a friend that likes to have sex with pillows, let them know. Anyway, shout out to Drunken Old Man Rant. Real quick, so just download us on all those venues, and we're gonna get into it. So real quick, let me just geek out for a moment. So I jumped on YouTube, obviously back in the day, 2007, 2008, watching different videos. And then I really got back into it when I started gaming in 2012. So for me, this is a huge moment because I remember I found Black Magus through, long story short, I found GMG podcast through Wiser, and I found Magus and Abel Green, Ricky, all those dudes on GMG. And I started watching podcasts like dedicated. And I remember Magus was one of the OGs, and then I followed his channel, watched his Drunken Old Man Rants, all of his car vlogs, all of his podcast stuff. So for me, this is like full circles because Sai said, yo, we need to start this podcast. So having Magus on our own podcast to me is just like shit has come full circle because most people don't do what they really want to do in life. So we decided to go ahead with this podcast, and I first have found Magus 4 years ago or 6 years ago on GMG, and it's really come full circle. So we really appreciate having Magus on the podcast. So yes, shout out to you, man. You really the OG, and we really appreciate it. We're going to dive right into this thing. So we want our fans to get to know you. So let's dive into this interview. So first question, what brought you into the world of gaming, and why is it a passion for you?
All right. So before I answer, first I want to say thank you for that. It's funny because I remember when I first met this man, and it was around when you started to talk to me. It was around the time when Rocket League started to pop off.
Yeah.
Like Rocket League stuff through your PlayStation sometimes too.
That makes perfect sense now.
Yeah.
Because I remember the Rocket League days. This man would always try to get me to play Destiny, and I was like, nah, fam, I'm on this crap. But,
he was always on that game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But
so
no, seriously, thank you. Glad to have met you guys, and glad to meet you too, Sai.
Yeah, man, this is awesome.
You are a Destiny OG, so I'm always have love for you.
Oh hell yeah, y'all got what y'all got combined 6,000 hours? Like,
yeah, it's funny because I've kind of fell off of Destiny 2 because I've been trying to do more single player stuff.
Okay,
I feel like I need to go back to it.
It is better now, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, but yeah, like damn, how many hours did I have on the first Destiny? It's ridiculous.
1,500, 1,600, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple of months worth of time at the end of the cycle. Yeah, I know it's way too much time. But anyway,
crazy.
Let me get back to the question. So, I've been gaming for since I was 6.
Damn.
Not gonna expose my age.
Hey.
Well, I will expose my age.
Been gaming for 80 years. No, let me stop.
Well, I'm gonna expose my age right here because my first system was, of course, the Atari 2600.
Damn.
I should tell, and I've been gaming since 6, so that should tell you something.
Shout out to Atari.
Shout out to Atari.
I think where my passion really grew, of course, was where a lot of people did for my generation, and that's the Nintendo.
Hell yeah.
Once everything grew to the Nintendo and the games they put out, I was just hooked, and that was just like my favorite pastime. It took over comic books. I used to be huge into comic books, and it all of a sudden erased comic books from my life, and it's got really passionate in gaming. And as time has gone on and gaming has evolved to where they're telling better stories, they're able to touch emotional subjects and all that. It's just, I write, so I'm like really into like the context of stories and stuff like that. And as games have gone to that, it's just like grew more with that because I'm really more in touch with gaming, I think, now than I ever been. So it's just, I'm so curious to see where it's going to go from now. And that's what keeps me into it because there's a lot of places that they can touch on, a lot of like subjects they can touch on. And I will just always love gaming. I'll be a big kid. I'll be like 85, probably trying to figure out how to play the like PlayStation 85 or whatever it's going to be.
Hell yeah. Or the Xbox half 0.5 or whatever they come out with, But yeah, exactly. And it's funny that you say that, Magus, because I agree with you. I share the same sentiment. I feel like the comic books and all like the graphic novels, those stories are now coming to light, and it's even more of an interactive experience because we're playing through those stories as single player. So that's definitely dope. That's definitely dope.
For me, it was reading comics and watching cartoons. And with the video game, you're basically living those comics and cartoons. So
hell yeah. Instead of reading Spider-Man, you get to play it out. So that's definitely dope. That's definitely dope, no question, for sure. And sorry, you can hit it.
And I agree with about feeling emotion when you're like playing a game, because I don't know if you beat Detroit Become Human yet.
Hey, no spoilers, bro. No spoilers.
Yeah, we don't have to talk because that game has different endings, and my ending was not. I hated my ending. God damn it!
But the message in that game was like incredibly powerful, and so I
got me hyped. I can't wait to play that joint.
So basically, what motivated you to start a YouTube channel, and what motivates you to continue it?
Okay, so part of it is because of like my personality. I've always been a quiet person, most of my life, and I write because writing was the place where I did the most expression.
Okay.
So I started watching YouTube, and most of the YouTube I started my YouTube channel back in 2012. Gosh, that's a long time. But before, if you remember how YouTube was, it was basically, especially with the gaming, it was basically just people just putting up clips of gameplay. And stuff
it was just montage central.
Yeah, but then around after around 2008 and beyond, people started to actually add commentary, and they weren't just doing gaming commentary; they were doing like different subjects. And I was like, you know what? I like to talk about different things, and I like gaming. Let me combine the two and see if this could be a good place for me to express myself my opinions and things like that. So that was the motivation. And then I went and it's again showing a YouTube age this time. My first capture device was an Ava Media capture device.
Damn.
Got off Newegg, and they gave me a copy of Vegas Pro 11 for free with it. And that's how I got started doing this, was like taking that Ava Media, hooking it up to my PlayStation 3 and recording stuff, and then taking the hard drive out, plugging it into my computer, like real like just painful.
That's like that OG, like that old
God
school.
bless like Elgato for creating their shit.
That capture card though.
Yeah, the like direct like pass through is the best thing in the world, because before the shit you used to have to go through to record stuff. If you had a Hop Hog or Ava Media back in the day,
what was it like the Dazzler thing or whatever?
Yeah, the Dazzler too, like all that shit. You, salute to you if you're still doing YouTube now or any content creating, because you struggled through some hard times. Like, that shit was not fun.
Damn.
And as time grew, my motivation has always been putting out messages, especially since I'm big into, like you guys know, I'm big into charity. I just did the Extra Life stream thing.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Extra Life. Shout out to the charity, man. Like Magus is big on that for sure.
I tried to throw you a few hosts while you're doing that. That was dope.
Yeah, that was fun. And thank you to everybody who threw a host and who came through and all the donations that I got. That was great. But it's like that, and then I'm really into a lot of like social issues and stuff like that. I do a political social podcast and stuff like that. So
his view, her point joint.
Well, his view, her point is more like relationships and social. Whereas the Reason We're Born is the more political side of things. Like we go.
I saw you guys did like a March Madness midnight thing for the last.
Yeah, we did a live stream for the elections, and that was just a wild night. But like we like to like do a lot of conscious things, and I like to do a lot of conscious stuff. That's why I do the car blogs and things like that, because I want to have fun with it. That's why I do the crazy highlight videos and the wild streams with the video games. But I use the video games as like a connecting thing, because I've learned through doing YouTube with the video games that you can connect with a lot of people.
Yeah, no doubt.
Through games, it's a common ground that people can get. And then like when you're in a chat, you sit there, you talk, and certain things come up, and you can have like really serious discussions. I know a lot of people don't like doing that stuff on their channel, but I like to have serious discussions about important things with my content. So it's like I use the games to like kind of draw people in, and then we can have that forum.
Yeah, it's just another platform. 2 weeks ago, me, Shanta, and Sai were on just playing in the party. It wasn't even really streaming, but we got into a discussion about race and all the different kind of stuff and where we grew up. So it was definitely, gaming is definitely a platform to kind of not only express yourself, but influence other people and have people influence you and learn. So it's definitely like more of a social thing. Hey, by the way, shout out to Fly for coming through the chat, man. Hey, appreciate you.
Yo, how you feeling, bud, man?
Yo, Fly. I hope you're good, man. He tweeted out a picture the other day. Fly was in the hospital. He's good now, but it looked crazy. So I'm glad you're healthy, man. Shout out to you.
Looked like he got into a gang fight. He had that.
Yo, he for real. Like his neck was sliced. I'm like, damn, fam. You gonna be all right. But no, Fly is good. Appreciate you. He's one of the OG supporters.
For
no doubt.
You know how you were talking about basically the old school way of doing YouTube.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, everyone was kind of on like a level playing field as far as the quality of their YouTube content. Do you feel more pressure now that everything's more evolved and the graphics are more like crystal clear? There's more animations.
These 4K cameras, and I'm like, yo, what the
people are doing, Adobe effects on everything.
No, because I think at the end of the day, all that, like all the flashing lights doesn't necessarily make, like I've seen a lot of people who've invested tons of money into all of that stuff. Yep. And they don't go anywhere. They get frustrated and they like start redoing channels. Like I used to know someone who redid their channel like 5 times and finally quit YouTube. Yeah. Because they were like spending all this money trying to like get all these like bells and whistles and things like that. And one of the things I noticed is that there's 2 things that kind of keep you going into YouTube and will eventually get you there. One is your personality. People draw to personality, especially if you do live streaming. Live streaming, you better have a like good personality. The only way you can beat that is that you're so good at a game and people are so good into the gameplay that they don't care what your personality is. They're just there for the gameplay.
Yeah, man, I have 10,000 followers because of that, Kappa.
This man, bro.
but that's what, like a lot of people like they'll do that, and it's like, okay, again, back to the early days, it was all about highlights, and yeah, that worked for a while. But when people started to actually speak more, you started to see like a lot of those people who were all about their gameplay kind of fall off, and they didn't have anything else to do because they weren't engaging. They didn't care about people. They just figured if I put this up, everybody will buy it. And you know, some people still get over that way, but it's rare. So you do need some type of personality. But your personality should also lead into creativity. Don't like think that all the technology, all the like equipment is going to like help you. If you're not a creative mind and you can't figure out how to connect with the audience, you're not going to like succeed anyway. So, and like, it's not a fast thing. You know, some people pop off fast, but some people don't. That's fine. It'll happen, especially if you have the, you know, the personality and the creativity. Don't worry about the money. Like I remember this one YouTuber who used to play Destiny all the time. You might know him, Real Crafty. He started out streaming on his PlayStation 4 only. And he did that for like the first 2 years of the first year and a half of Destiny, it seemed like. And then all of a sudden,
just doing trials carries.
Yeah. And then he blew up. Damn. And now he has equipment and stuff like that to help him. But he didn't like invest a ton of money. He just was a cool dude who helped people carry people in trials and was fun to watch.
He blew up. Now he used to average like 500 to 1,000 viewers a weekend doing trials carries, and then he ended up moving to Fortnite, and now he's doing duos with like Dr. Disrespect and pulling in like 5,000
he blew like that,
like TSM and all of that.
Like he blew up.
Yo, so what I'm getting from what you're saying, Magus, is basically not to put out the Mace line, even though he's the greatest rapper of all time. He said it's not your pencil, it's how you write your name. And so like the equipment can enhance what you're doing, but unless you can put the work in and have that personality or have that kind of have that pull that attracts people to you, you're going to basically flop. So you could have a 4K camera, but if your content is trash and you don't have the personality, you're going to be where you are.
You just have clear trash.
Exactly. That 4K trash, bro.
Right. Yo, and I would say the third thing is measure your expectations, because again, not going to always happen overnight. You may not blow up. Like I'm a very small channel, which I'm fine with because I enjoy what I do. So as long as that's an important thing too. Enjoy it. A lot of people don't enjoy it because, again, going back to that guy who did it 5 times, he was just trying to blow up. He wasn't doing it and having fun with it. He was just
the wrong intentions and expectations.
Yeah,
you know.
And if you don't enjoy it, then why are you doing it? It's just like, you know, any of us can go. A lot of us have jobs that we don't fucking care for to make money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why make this something that you don't really care for, but it's just a way to make money because it's not gonna like do anything for you, and it's not going to last.
Yeah, and that's why me and Sai, we rock with this Friday Night Gaming because
it's just for the money.
It's just for the money. So we've already made. I mean, we've been doing
like
this
negative 5 cents.
21st. We've actually we've made half a penny. So we're good. Like we're set forever. For sure. With all this money we raking in, and shout out to our 50 subs. Yeah, hell yeah. We would do this if no one watched, and we almost had that, but nah, we would do this regardless because we love this, and I know Magus, you do it too. But Magus, to your point though, even though you have a small channel, I feel like you have loyal subs though. Like it's always, you know, and me being one of them, because like you're the OG, so I always mess with your Twitch anytime we try to go on, and things get busy. You know, we all have jobs, but we try to maintain. Moving on real quick to the next question. You know, I already kind of know the answer, but just for the fans out there, what platform do you enjoy playing on the most, and why?
Actually, you don't know the answer, because while it does seem like it's the PS4, I actually enjoy the PC the most.
Play. You said PS4 love in your description. Come on, play.
No, I am a PS4 lover. I love PS4. Like seriously, I love PS4 because the platform for RPGs, and you know, that's what drew me always to PlayStation. Was like, once Nintendo kind of like faded away when I was got older, like the N64 wasn't the RPG platform that the Super Nintendo and the NES was, but the PlayStation came, and it was like they got Final Fantasy as an exclusive, and then they started putting out all the different things like Ease and all of that. Over the years, like that's why, because I think that's why the Nintendo always registered with me and kind of grew my passion, and then the PlayStation continued it, because I like those like Japanese centric RPGs. Like I love JRPGs. That's always been my thing. And I kind of grew away from it and went more to action adventure, but I still love it. Like I will sit and play.
Have you played Persona 5?
I haven't, and I haven't started it yet.
Oh damn!
I'm scared. I keep saying I'm gonna start it. I'm like,
why? Because it's like 100 hours.
I'm gonna play it for 300 hours.
Yeah.
I know I am.
I'm actually the same. Yeah, I'm the same way, because I can't touch it, because I know if I get into it, it's gonna be a wrap for a year.
It's done.
So you're saying PC is your primary, like your most.
Yeah, because I kind of like when I got out of high school, I kind of went to PC, and I started getting into real-time strategy games like StarCraft, the original Warcraft.
StarCraft was my shit.
Yeah, I love StarCraft. StarCraft is so good. I got the remake.
I got that too. We got.
It was like, yo, you gonna give me that for free? Of course, I'm gonna take that.
We got it. We got a game soon. I got that.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I love StarCraft. I mean, but I played a lot of PC gaming, and I like playing on the PC because it has those quirky games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I would say it's kind of like a 55-45 as far as like what's my favorite, because I get all my like RPG stuff from the PlayStation, and then with the way Sony studios are, I can't leave Sony, because the studios are immaculate. They make some of the greatest games. Like there's a shit ton of games they're going to be coming out with the exception of Death Stranding, because fuck Kojima and that shit.
Wow.
That I'm looking forward to. Oh, by the way, just as a side note to people who don't know, I get on podcasts and I say stuff that gets people out of sorts, because they don't expect me to not go with like popular opinion. Like, no. Because I remember when I was on GMG, I caused a stir. They were kind of shocked when I said Kratos was a horrible character.
Whoa. Hey, so how do you block somebody? Hold up, fam. Let me how you I'm clicking buttons and shit. Because I just got this man does disrespect Kojima, and you're gonna disrespect my man crush. I mean, my favorite character. Nah, let me stop.
I mean, we can have a conversation if you want me to break it down.
This man, what do you mean, boy? Come here, boy.
I will say this: the new God of War made me have much more respect for him as a character. Like, shout out to Corey Barlog and his writing.
Oh, yo, shout out to
Corey. You gave him a character. You actually made him worth something.
Yeah, he killed it. Yeah, but I respect that character development wasn't the best, but he was just a badass motherfucker. So I
love playing the God of War games, because like the action is just ridiculous. But yeah, it was just like the story. As someone who writes, the story to me just pissed me off. Seriously.
So are you saying what about all those exclusives on Xbox?
You know, they just picked up 2 new studios. I don't know if you guys saw that. They bought Obsidian today.
Oh yeah, no, because we get into that, brother. We get into it. Yeah, but
they're trying.
They also go ahead.
No, I'm saying they're trying.
No, they are shout out to the Xbox people, but they got the 5 new studios.
They're like an NFL team in rebuild mode right now. They're acquiring like draft picks and they're making moves
like the Giants.
Are they gonna be
anyway? Nah, but shout out to Xbox. I like to give you guys know Magus, especially Sai. I love the Xbox and Switch slander, even though I got a 360 just because it's fun. But anyway, we're gonna keep rocking. I think Sai, you're up.
Yep. All right. So, what are your thoughts on the evolution of gaming, content versus graphics, or the overall full game experience?
Like, and what we mean by that is like, you know how gaming, like you already talked about it, like the content versus the graphical discussion. Because I feel like in Vegas, we definitely want your input on this. Like, back in the day, I feel like when you discussed games, you discussed gameplay and content. And now when you talk games, I feel like everybody's always like 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, 4K. That's all I hear. And I'm like, was the game fun? And then you have the other side of it, full game experience. Like when you bought a game for Nintendo, you paid that $20 and you got the full game versus you get Spider-Man and then you have DLC set up for October, November, December. So what are your thoughts on the evolution? Because like you said, you've seen it from the Atari age to now the PS4 and current gen.
Yeah, so I agree with it should always be about content over graphics. Like as someone who enjoys playing on the PC, I don't care about all of that graphic shit. Like people like look at me strange when I say that and say I'm lying.
They would be surprised. That's surprising to hear.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't have a 1080. I have like a 960 NVIDIA. I just got like what's good enough to run things at its like, at a good performance quality. As long as I don't have to worry about like a lot of clipping and all that. No, that's all fine. I don't need it to look spectacular and gorgeous and all that. Because games, honestly, they look really, really good now. It's like, you can't tell me games don't look good on a Switch. It may not look as good as a PC or a PS4. Or PS4
definitely not with that 720p, 30 frames per second.
And all that. But like, honestly, 720... That was what's so horrible about 720.
No, I'm not. Listen, no,
I know what you're saying.
You're absolutely correct. 720 is not bad, but at the same time, in 2018, and I'm not even a graphics whore,
should be like. I do agree. There's some standards that should be set, and I do think 1080p should probably be the standard for visuals. Like I think everybody
at this point for sure,
because 1080p is not necessarily the high mark anymore. Like I feel like
it seems like Nintendo's just not trying. Like they don't care.
What you mean? Because they don't have service didn't allow you to get online.
Right, like you said, they don't have to. Like,
because their fan base will buy whatever they put out, whenever they put it out.
Thank you, sir.
In whatever form is out.
I'm telling you, the most. If there was a war, Nintendo fans they would all be flying airplanes on some kamikaze shit because they are willing to die for Nintendo, bro. Like you don't mess with no Nintendo fans, bro. They will die for that damn box.
Facts.
Yeah, So it's like they know their fan base, they know what they can get from them, they don't care, and I kind of respect that because like they know they're gonna make money regardless.
Yeah,
Microsoft, Sony is sitting up here like going toe to toe. It's like Nintendo's just like sitting in their corner and was like, we know our fans are gonna come, so whatever. We just make 10 Mario games and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
So. But no, it was all about the content because you were so limited with what you could do. You had to be creative, and the creativity kind of came into like the content. It's like Chrono Trigger is one of those things that like stands the test of time because it set a standard for RPGs back in the time where graphics weren't like all that great, but they knew how to tell a story with what they had. On a 16-bit system. And it's like today everybody's worried about frame rates and all that. And it's like a lot of people don't know how to actually make a good game with that stuff. Like you got all the technology in the world and You can't do nothing with it.
Yeah, no, that's fact. Shout out to Sean that just came through the chat talking about the Switch is trash, but he actually got one and he loves it. So, and listen,
he's a Nintendo stan now.
Sean's a Nintendo stan confirmed. Real quick, and that's pretty much it. As far as the questions are concerned. So, last question. Magus, is the Nintendo Labo top 5 gaming things of all time accessories?
It's up there with the Virtual Boy.
Facts. Shout out to Nintendo Labo. Anyone who paid $80 for that cardboard, fire. Real quick, we're gonna move on to the next segment. Shout out to Sean.
Speaking of the Labo, they got new vehicles coming out.
Are you serious?
Yup.
Bruh. I'm at
All right, so
you excited?
Y'all want to monetize? Here you go. Go to the grocery store, get a bunch of cardboard boxes, get some crayons from the dollar store, and paint on them things.
Oh Lord, bro!
On it. I guarantee you, I can make the same thing that Nintendo's making.
Yo, but here's the thing: when I meet people that try to they defend the Labo, and I'm just like, all right, you got it. Like, I don't even know how to respond to that.
I'll give Nintendo a little bit of leeway on a lot of things. That's not one of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yo, shout out to Bobby Sherm. He's a Nintendo. He loves Nintendo, and he was like, the Labo's for the kids, fam. He's like, it's like getting a toy in a cereal box. I'm like, yeah, but that toy only cost you $3.99, fam. This Labo like $85. So
that toy is made out of plastic. They couldn't even do you the respect of giving you rubber.
Yo, and you wear that robot. Yeah, what if you got that robot suit on and you fall down the stairs, bro? You gonna have to return that. Or what if you walking in the winter and you happen to walk too close to the fire? Next thing your ass is on fire, bro. Like, come on,
you wear that backpack outside and it's raining.
Exactly. You're done. You're done. Real quick, we gonna jump into the next. Appreciate you. Shout out to Magus for answering those top 5 questions real quick. We're gonna get into what happened Friday night. Just a quick recap of what we did Friday Night Gaming Crew. I know it's been a struggle bus. This is our first podcast this whole month, and we've been struggling to get together, but we actually been getting together the last couple Fridays, to be honest with you. So I'll let Sai go into what happened on that front as far as the Friday Night Gaming Crew is concerned.
Yeah, man. We've been getting on, like you said, but we haven't really been playing the same game. We'll sit there and party chat while we're doing other games and whatnot. But I think you was playing Spiderman Friday.
Yeah, one of my boys, on Twitter was really, he was talking about be greater, and he really souped my head up. So I had to go ahead and get that trash. We're gonna get into it.
Why you never be greater.
That's
Trigun's game of the year facts.
Yo, hold on, don't steal my thunder, player. We're gonna get into it, but and Magus, by the way, Friday night, if you're ever rocking, man, we party up Friday night. Sometimes we stream, sometimes we don't, but we all get together with the crew. So you're more than welcome to join. I know you're playing Red Dead right now, but sometimes we rock. We even hit Rocket League occasionally, and sometimes we hit Fortnite
Just
or
something
whatever
that we can all group play just to dick around. But so Try was playing Spider-Man. Shanza was knee deep in that World War II campaign on Call of Duty, which was fire. So I'm happy to see him.
Best campaign in my opinion.
Yeah, for Call of Duties, I would say it's up there with Modern Warfare 1. That first campaign was dope. But me and Pac were running some duos in Fortnite. Pac kind of laid out a challenge, like, to get him his first. Well, it was more like me pushing it, like, yo, I need to get you your first duo win. But so I challenged myself. We ended up getting like top 5 a few times. We got second place on one game, and I made a bonehead play and got killed. But we're getting closer. I'm gonna get him that dub. So, but other than that, I feel like we kind of been just doing our own thing gaming wise.
Yeah, we mostly been doing individuals. And he said, if you didn't beat, Sean said, if you didn't beat Spider-Man in 8 hours, you're trash. AKA Todd Bowles. Shout out to the Jet head coach. Yo, Magus. So one of our boys played Spider-Man. He beat it in 8 hours, and he said the game was too short. So just to give you a little bit of background on that.
He must have not touched anything but the story.
I mean,
he must have not touched the game. Like,
yeah, like he basically just like, yeah.
Bro, I've been web swinging for 8 hours straight just because it was so good. Real quick, just moving on to the next session because I want to dive into the meat of this thing. Pause. This week in gaming. So Sai, why don't you hit us what you've been basically doing in gaming?
All right. So it's a return to the GOAT. Fortnite. Fortnite's been hooking me lately. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but
it must be because you got that new Fortnite tutor. Facts.
Yeah, true. I pay $400 a month to have some dude teach me how to build.
Oh god,
build trash. No. Anyways, I've been playing Fortnite, getting back into that. Recently, just beat Spider-Man. We got the platinum on it.
Hey.
Dude,
shout out to getting the plat on that, man.
What I'll say with that is like it's one of the more doable plats to get, but it wasn't easy. Like it's a lot of grinding, it's a lot of side stuff that can be tedious.
Shout out to you for going through that Taskmaster stuff.
Man.
Oh god.
I gotta be real though. The Taskmaster fight, that boss fight was dope. It was worth it. It was a big payoff in the end to get that boss fight. I thought it was fun.
That was tight.
So yeah, we got the plat on that. I just beat Detroit Become Human yesterday. I think it was last night or Friday night. I don't remember. But that one is like one of those games that's impossible to get a platinum because there's so many different.
Do you have to go through every narrative tree branch to get through?
That's the only way. But
oh hell no,
have to replay the game 1,000 times to get all these different scenarios.
Nah, I can't do that.
Every answer leads you on a different path. Like it's crazy how that game works. So that's what I mean with Spider-Man. Like it's a doable plat because you see the end. You know what I mean?
11 point. The percentage is 11.6 of people who got the game for sure. So it's definitely doable.
I think like Detroit Become Human was like a 1 point something.
0.0001.
Somebody who really loved the game did it. But yeah, so I think that's like after Detroit Become Human, I want to say that's 11 games on the year.
Damn.
With 2 plats, Destiny 2 and Spider-Man.
This man is 1 trophy away from that plat on D1.
And and 1 away on Hellblade, I found out.
Which one are you missing on Destiny 1?
Finding ghosts. I never found all the ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I
feel like that's kind of hard to do because it's like
it's just a matter of putting the time aside to
tedious,
do it.
Yeah.
Because like you'll see like a picture of it and be like, all right, no, where the hell is this? Like you're trying to find exactly where the picture's showing you. Like, it's whatever. But but yeah, so and then Hellblade, I have 1 trophy left on Hellblade, so I might put that back on and go after that platinum.
Damn. That's what's up. Real quick, as far as I'm concerned, I've been back on that crack Golf Clash. I don't know if y'all heard of it. It's the greatest mobile game of all time. It's better than Joe Montana football on mobile. Golf Clash is so addictive. Magus, you need to jump on that with me. I tried to get Sai, but he refused. Golf Clash is so dope. Also, I've been playing Fortnite a little bit. When I play, I don't really mess with Fortnite, but when the squad gets on, I'll play or whatever like that. And I also been playing this Spider-Man. Now listen to me, Magus. This for you in particular. I'm gonna go ahead and you ready for this?
I'm listening.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with this. Straight facts coming from Trigun's mouth to your ears, people. Spider-Man is better than God of War. Whoa! Let's go, my boy. Spider-Man is better than God of War.
You really feel that way?
Yo, Magus, I'm telling you right now.
I couldn't believe it when I heard him say it the first time.
Spider-Man is so dope to me. I love this game. I'm obsessed with this game. I can't, and here's why. Now, let me not say it's better than, here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for me personally, and I ruined God of War because I played it on the hardest difficulty. That ruined the game for me. I love God of War and it was great, but it ruined the experience for me because it was so goddamn hard. And I was doing sections for hours. This Spider-Man, I love collecting stuff and I love checking stuff off. So for me, and Spider-Man is fire. So if I have to go back and play God of War again because I don't know. I right now I'm gonna say they're tied. I'm loving Spider-Man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so you understand what I was saying in my video.
Exactly. Yo, what you said is exactly true. I thought it was gonna be like some old Batman clone shit. I got on there and
that's based off the opinion of somebody who spent 6 hours on the game.
Well, yeah, but I saw when I originally saw the fighting in the beta and the gameplay videos, I was saying to myself, this looks similar to Batman, but here's a major difference. Everything you do has a dope story to it, and I'm like the narrative god. Like if you give me a good narrative, I'll cop the game. It's so good, and even the small tasks you do have little stories. Like even, and no spoilers because I ain't beat it yet. I'm like 75% through. Even the little research stations have little stories like, oh, the fish got sick, whatever, it's spreading. Like everything you do, all the little tasks have stories. It's not like Assassin's Creed where you collect them stupid feathers for nothing. And it's like, so I love the collecting, and if you like that kind of stuff, checking off Spider-Man is dope. And I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. And I think that's why, to Magus's point, that's exactly why it kind of blindsided me. So
yeah, no, it has more depth than I truly expected it to have. And yeah, to your point about the whole story thing, it's like, yeah, even the side missions when you run into random people, like there's a reason why you're doing these things for them. It's not just you're randomly doing it. You know, the Taskmaster thing, it's like he straight up tells you, I have a purpose to this. I want to see something to this. You go and you do you know, like you said, the research centers, it's your best friend asking you to help him out. He
did the Tombstone mission already.
You did Tombstone? Yeah. And it's like it led to an ending and it led to like a conclusion. It actually told
it was they're dope mini stories. Yeah. And the
bags, like I remember someone complaining in a review about how they thought that was just like something that was really stupid, but those bags, each one tell a story about Spider-Man, build Spider-Man's background to you. Especially if someone never really realized that. Spider-Man.
I didn't realize that until I collected the 10th bag, and then I went into the menu and clicked on it, and it's like an audio file, right? Like,
right. He talks about the moment like with the thing and tells you, give you background. And the podcast, the JJ on the Jameson podcast, is just so good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's his personality to a T. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So Magus, what you been doing this week, man?
All right, so I had the Extra Life stream over the weekend. Again, thank you to everybody who came out for that. And then I've been bouncing back and forth between Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Both of which are like giving me some hilarious moments, interactions with characters.
I saw them pigs getting at you the other day on Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yo, Assassin's Creed is crazy. Like I saw somebody get attacked by a chicken and murdered in that game. It's just wild. Like this, the random stuff that goes on to that game in that game is just like, it's nuts. That game is really, really fun. I would say that's one of the funnest games I played all year.
I'm sorry, which one?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
I've played about close to 40 hours of that game, and I'm not bored of it yet.
Damn, see, that's
Tone's been on that game for a long time too, and
it's a long game. I'm 40 hours in, and I'll probably have gotten through maybe a third of the story.
Damn.
Yo,
I don't know if I want to make that commitment.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I would say that game is just like a real huge commitment. And Red Dead seems to be that way too, because I'm about 12 hours in and I am just on Act 2.
At the same time, though. I don't even like
I don't. It's a weird juggling act I'm trying to do. It's like I'm trying to just. I kind of keep Assassin's Creed to the weekends, and then fit in like Red Dead during the week when I can.
Okay,
gotcha.
So
damn.
It's weird because I find myself more drawn to Assassin's Creed.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean,
is Red Dead living up to the hype in your opinion?
No, but it was never going to do that because people like to hype Rockstar games to no end. And I don't know what it is about Rockstar that has people to sip their Kool-Aid so strongly.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rockstar makes solid games.
Yeah, no.
They're not world-changing games the way that people do. And I think they kind of keep that mystique from the Vice City and San Andreas days, which shouldn't be kept because.
So, were you not a fan of GTA 5?
Yo, GTA.
No.
Think about the lore of GTA 5 and the power of GTA 5. When you talk about GTA 5, 100 million units shipped. GTA 5 is still like a top 5 game on Twitch. The game came out in 2013. So I feel like there must be a group. Maybe there's a group of like 1 million kids in Australia that just keep playing GTA for back to back.
I will say this: GTA 5 online is an easy game to keep thriving because you're
as long as you have money for a shark card.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's kind of like part of the reason why everybody thinks the single player experience is so great is because there's a lot of shit you can do in that world, and you can do a lot of crazy things, and you can see a lot of crazy stuff. But as a game, it's not doing anything new. They're doing the same thing since they did GTA 3.
Right.
You're still doing the same missions that you did in GTA 3 over and over again, with the exception of the heist, which is just they take 3 of the GTA 3 missions, put them together, and culminate them into a heist. So it's like they have a formula that people seem to be really, really into, but I think it's just the fact that you can like do whatever in that world, and they have enough crazy stuff going on to where it's that appealing. But it's really not that. Like, I woke up to the GTA hype after GTA 4. To be quite honest, GTA 4 was not a good game.
No.
In fact, I remember saying that year, like, all of y'all were crazy. Y'all need to be playing Sleeping Dogs because it's a much better game.
Fire, Sleeping Dogs are tight.
And people got mad at me, but I was like, no, it's Rockstar just puts the same thing. And it's part of the thing with Red Dead is like they pretty much have a set formula that's solid, but it's by no means like as earth-shaking as people make it out. But hey, that's what people think. I mean, again, I prefer playing AC Odyssey.
Yeah.
You know, even though I do enjoy Red Dead, and I think the story so far from what I played is good, I enjoy Odyssey much more.
Why do you think it's getting such a high rating, though?
Because it's Rockstar,
bruh.
It's Rockstar. Like I saw an interview with a review where they were like, it beat the standard of GTA 5, and I was like, well, what standard did GTA 5 set? They didn't really change anything. It's like, sure, they had the 3 character dynamic, which we've played games with multiple characters before. It's not like it's a foreign thing. It's rare, but it's not foreign.
I think I will say that they interwoven those stories or interconnected those stories pretty well, though, pretty seamless.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
They did. I think where Rockstar kind of stands out is the uniqueness of their characters. They make some really impressionable personalities in their game, especially like with the side stuff. Like, what's his name? Lamont, the like best friend of Lamar.
Yeah,
he was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
you know, Trevor is the wacko as shit. You have his like juggalo friend who was just like, it's like they put like very unique personalities peppered through. Like so far in Red Dead, it's pretty much the same thing. You get a lot of really unique personalities that you run into.
Yeah,
you do some crazy shit in the middle, but it's like it's not to me better than God of War. So far.
Damn.
And I could say the same thing with the Spider-Man too. It's just that, like, I know that it's probably going to get the lion's share of the Game of the Year awards, even though I think God of War should get it.
Which game?
Red Dead.
Oh, okay.
And I think Spider-Man is going to be that game that should get some credit, but nobody's going to pay attention to because
you mean Horizon Zero Dawn treatment?
Huh?
The Horizon Zero Dawn treatment?
Yeah, I think because you have two names that superseded God of War and Red Dead, you know. Yeah. So, and I think it's going to get overlooked. But yeah, Red Dead's fun. It's fine, but
yeah, that's tight. That's tight. Yeah, we definitely.
I never got into the first one. It bored the hell out of me, and seeing the praise for the second one, just like it drives me crazy. Like I don't get it personally, but I am gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna play the game for a little bit and see how it is. But I don't have hopes. I don't know.
Okay, so did you like GTA 5? That's the question. That's what the question I would pose to anybody.
I did like
when he was younger. That's why he don't like Red Dead. Facts.
No, I love.
If you like GTA 5, I will say this: a lot of what you got out of GTA 5, you're gonna start to see in Red Dead 2, because they have certain things that remind me of like structures in GTA. So,
word.
But yeah, I actually like Red Dead Redemption, the first one, a lot. Mm-hmm. I actually thought it was my favorite Rockstar game, but it's a slow start. So if you don't get past that first,
I didn't
like 5-6 hours, you go. Yeah, I could see because they start off so slow in that game. Where this one, they kind of pick up the pace a little bit more. Yeah, they throw you into it a little bit more.
Damn, that's what's up. Yeah, we'll keep touching upon that when we get to that section for sure. So we're gonna move into the next section real quick. What's on your mind? So, Sai, go ahead and tell the people what's on your mind, player.
Like, I don't even want to talk about it because it's
triggered,
idiotic to me. How is Activision gonna say in their earnings call that Destiny 2 Forsaken was a big disappointment to them?
Because it's trash. Let me stop.
Like, no, for real though, what were they expecting? Because the formula that they forced Bungie to make, like the game that they forced Bungie to make, was a complete and utter failure and drove players away from the game.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And it was they added all these like microtransactions with Eververse, and basically the community told them to go fuck themselves and quit the game. And the story was decent, you know, they had decent end game, but their main focus was in the wrong areas. And that was because of Activision. Bungie had to put in a lot of resources and a lot of effort to fix Destiny 2, and I truly believe Destiny 2 is fixed. Now there are improvements that still need to be made in the game, but Forsaken was a great expansion. Speaking of which, it got in Game Informer, it's a 9.2 rating. It got Game of the Month for October. So like, where was Forsaken failing? It's failing because nobody's buying your bullshit emotes. Like, you know, like what else do they want? You brought back more players than you anticipated. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like people in trains, like people in trainfuls just leaving the game. Like it was a cruise ship of players just saying peace. You know, like they're starting to come back with Forsaken. You got other like DLCs coming out. The game is in the right direction. And now you're going to come out and say, hey, we have all our players coming back, but guess what? We're going to start adding more microtransactions because we didn't make as much as we wanted.
And
we're going to start spiraling right back down to what broke Destiny.
Exactly. And here's my point. Activision trash ass. This is the problem. So you weren't happy. You weren't happy with the sales. So what's your sales strategy? All right, let's think, guys. This is the boardroom. So all the people that bought the game, let's offer them microtransactions so they can pay more money. What? Like, how are you going to penalize the people who bought the game because you didn't do the sales you did? So anyone who bought the game, now we're going to force you, if you want, well, not really force, but if you want to, we're going to make these emotes available and we're going to charge you for them. We're going to come out with more microtransactions to charge. It's like they want to suck the last bit of money out of the people who purchased the game originally, which is trash to me. So I don't get it.
It just doesn't make sense on. Like, I mean, he's talking about the game was underperforming, and their players are still in a wait and see. Players are in a wait and see because of Activision's involvement in microtransactions and like dictating on where Destiny is going. So it aggravates me to that we're finally in the right direction of the game, where people are starting to come back. The word of mouth for Forsaken is bringing more players back, and it's just it's terrible timing, especially with the holidays coming up. Terrible timing to downplay your expansion. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And then to say with the hot topic of microtransactions being like banned in countries all over the world because of gambling.
Yeah,
you're gonna say, by the way, our expansion is not living up to our standards, and we're gonna add more microtransactions just to piss everyone off. Like it's terrible timing. It's a stupid, idiotic comment to add, and if for a game that's getting a high ratings by the players. It's game of the month for, you know, a major respectable, you know, gaming review magazine. Like, I don't know what else you want from a video game expansion. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And like, as far as like the ratings go, like even Metacritic, where was it? They gave it like a respectable 82, but to get into Metacritic, I don't agree with that. It's the first time that I don't agree with Metacritic, because they gave Spider-Man an 87. They're giving Red Dead a 97. And I feel like, for me personally, basing it off of my old experiences, probably a mistake. Not everyone's going to be into Red Dead. Not everyone's into GTA. Like Magus saying, he's not a big fan of like the Rockstar way of the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like more people are going to connect with like a Spider-Man type game. You know what I mean? And like, why it's such a drastic rating
point difference. Yeah.
Where like on the user rating, Spider-Man's getting an 8, but Red Dead's getting a 7. You know what I mean? Like, it got a lower rating as far as the users. So, and they're ranking Tetris over Spider-Man. So it's like, from that point right there is like just your whole ranking system shit. As soon as I saw you're putting Tetris and Astro Bot above Spider-Man, like,
Tetris the GOAT though.
It's just, I don't get it. For games that are getting like high ratings and stuff, it just doesn't make sense that the company would come out and like bash it and say we're not happy with it, so we're gonna start tweaking the game to make it fit our standards rather than what the players want.
I mean, Magus, do you think that's a good business practice? Or do you see the merit in it, or do you think it's a wash? Totally.
The problem with what Activision wants to do is they want to mess with the RNG of the game, because they already did that with the first one when they started like doing the Eververse shit.
Yeah,
it's like you're messing with part of what's the reason why people play. People play to try to see if they can get the best roll on certain weapons and the certain items. Like that's why they invest time, and they're gonna try to get people to try to invest money in that stuff, and that's not what Destiny players want to do. They never wanted to do that. And the thing is, it's not going to help. Well, all you're doing is just you're pushing people away.
The people that you're slowly getting back, you're pushing away. It's terrible business in my own.
Because I mean, people. Let's be honest. People will buy extra stuff. Like, they'll buy DLC, they'll buy certain boosts and stuff like that. Yeah. As long as you do it in a way that's appealing to them. And Activision seems to never understand how to do something in an appealing way.
Yeah,
with their like stuff or something that seems okay. I mean, like it wouldn't stop me from playing because I'm not gonna buy that shit anyway. That's like, I'm not doing that. But there are people who are going to have to weigh that idea or who really feel strongly about microtransactions and stuff like that, and they're gonna be disgusted about it. They're gonna be like, "Fuck you!"
Right?
Like, why am I wasting my time investing in your game when I have to invest even more to get like a better experience from it? That's the thing. It's one thing to have all this extra stuff as long as it doesn't remove like your ability to enjoy it to the fullest. Once you start like dabbling into the like stuff that Activision wants to dabble into, that's where it starts to like just fall apart. And it's sad because at its core, Destiny has always been a good series.
Right.
And this is supposed to be a 10 years thing that
I remember they said that.
And Destiny 3 is probably going to fall flat on its face no matter how good it is because of Activision's meddling.
Yeah. You know? And like Activision is like tainting a good developer. You know, Bungie is notorious for building unique games and building like these games that players all over the world are loving, and they're tainting like that legacy. I feel like
their reputation is just like their reputation is just going down.
Yeah,
even more now.
It just doesn't make sense. I feel like the timing is just garbage with that.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
I don't know, but a shout out to the Bungie developers just going against Activision and actually saying we built Forsaken for the players and we're going to continue to build upon that for the players. We don't agree with basically Activision's thoughts on how Forsaken's doing. So
shout out to them.
I applaud them for that.
On a side note, how bad is their luck? They signed a contract with Microsoft to be exclusive, and all they were made to do was do Halo games. Even Halo games they didn't want to do. They didn't want to do Reach, but they were contractually obligated to do that. And they're like in a situation now where they're contractually obligated by another company that is just taking what they did and trying to milk it for all they can.
Yeah.
And not letting them be the studio that they are, a solid studio that knows what they're doing and do their thing. That's a lesson that a lot of companies need to learn. It's like, if you got a good studio, leave them the fuck alone. Do what Sony does with people like Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
And
let them rock,
like, let them do the ideas that they want and see if that shit works.
Yep.
Yeah, Bungie, it's like they went from one slave owner to a slave owner that was worse. Like, and they're putting in the work, but they're just getting the short end of the stick, because of the tier companies or whatever. Real quick, this is what's on my mind. Yo, I was in the car the other day. I got Spotify. Yo, and because here's the thing, I listen the Reason Reborn dope podcast. You guys, you and Sumo are mad honest. Weapon Wheel podcast, Hokage Thoughts, Gaming Illuminati, and Press Start podcast. Those are I listen to basically 4 or 5. Joe Button podcast, the greatest rapper of all time. That's a lie. I listen to those podcasts. I have about 5 podcasts that I listen to. I mostly listen to gaming, and the Joe Button joint is about random stuff. Here's the reality. I ran out of all the episodes, so I listened to them all, and I was looking for another gaming podcast. So I'm searching, and granted, this is just Spotify that I'm looking at. I'm looking down Spotify, and I'm like, yo, like I'm listening to bits and pieces of different podcasts, and I'm like, yo, these podcasts are trash. I'm like, yo, I need here, and here's what I need, and this is me talking crap with our 50 subs, but here's the reality. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, if I tune into a podcast, I listen to Weapon Wheel. I want to be entertained. I either want you to be dead honest, I want you to be entertaining, and I want you to give your honest feel. But I need you to have a personality. Like, I started listening to these podcasts, and they're like, all right, so you want to talk about Microsoft now? Like, yeah, they have a new studio. I'm like, fam, what the fuck is going on? Like, and I'm not saying you have to be a big personality. I feel like I kind of have a big personality, but give me a joke or two, bro. Like, give me something, give me something I can laugh to. Like, give me something I can smile about. Give me something interesting. Even if you have you don't have to be a funny guy, but if you have an interesting take that I haven't heard, give me something original is what I'm saying. And so I'm trying to find these podcasts. I'm trash, and I'm not trying to knock nobody. And I would say this even if we had 1 million subs or we have 50. Give me something original and give me something that I can rock to. And that's just my opinion. Because if I'm gonna listen to some shit for an hour and a half, I want to be like, you know what? That's an interesting point. Or these motherfuckers is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I listen to the Reason Reborn, Weapon Wheel podcast, Press Start podcast. I rocked when Abel, Top Game TGP, when Magus was on there. I love that podcast because y'all just like, and I love games. So it's like, that's just what's on my mind. So I had to get that off real quick.
I just DM'd you a link to a website. If you want some good podcast, and I'm telling this to everybody, it's called the Nerd Apocalypse.
Okay.
They're local based people. They're like locally based near where I live at.
Okay.
In the Maryland area. And they do a ton of different podcasts. And they will give you everything you want. I promise you.
Hey,
like, so many things, because they do a gaming podcast, they do a political podcast. They do a podcast where two of the dudes talk about Seinfeld in relation to the life. Because they've had experience
that's
similar.
My speed right there.
Yeah. And the stories that they tell are fucking wild. Like, they have stories like they're like Costanza eating food during sex shit and all that stuff. Like, they're fucking nuts. They're psycho. They are fucking psychos. And it's like, it's really good. Like, check them out. Nerd Apocalypse. Like, they're wild.
That's what I was going. That was going to be my next point. Like, Magus inside, do you guys find like what are your podcasts like? But do you guys feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to knock nobody. No, I know a lot of a lot of people that game, a lot of it's a nerdy culture. I'm a nerd, and like usually you have these low key personalities, which I understand that, but like you just and people just always agreeing with one another, like, all right, we're gonna move to the next stop. Like, nah, I need you say how you feel. If you think, like if you think a game is trash, say it, but say why. Like, I don't know, give me something to rock with, baby. Like, I can't be falling asleep listening to you. That's just me though.
No, I agree. Because it's like, for me with podcasts, I need you to have some energy and have like some enthusiasm with it. It's just like another person whose podcast I watched, the Grown Women Gaming podcast, with Infamous, her thing is good because they feed off each other really cool. Like the way they feed off each other and the energy they have towards what they talk about. That's what I want. I need to know. When I'm listening to a podcast, I want to hear people having a normal conversation. But I want you to do like the standard, just reading the report stuff. I watch CNN for that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what the news channels are for. Podcasts, you need to like be unique and be like what's this called? The two dope girls.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Like, you have to fucking like be human.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't do that. They just try to like be sterile and quote unquote professional. No, that's not what podcasts are for.
Yeah, no, like the way I started this podcast off, I fucked up the number already, and then I went into Pac having sex with Sai, and then that's how we get it off, and then sex with the pillows, and you just got to get into it a little bit. That's all it is, man. So just Anyway, I'm gonna look into that podcast you were talking about, Magus. But
Yeah,
moving on. Hey,
I'm interested in that Seinfeld shit.
hell yeah, hell yeah. But Magus, what's on your mind, player?
So playing a lot of Red Dead, and of course the hype is going around with that. And now I've noticed a lot of people getting like mad hype for the online, because in the open world there's a lot of crazy shit you can do, and I'm sure when you play online there'll be a lot of crazy stuff. But honestly, is it going to be good
Hell
now?
No.
Because a lot of people, like, is you were talking about the GTA and how people keep playing that now, like 5 years later and all that,
bro.
But if you were there,
that shit took 10 years to come out.
It took them a year to put out the online.
Exactly, and when that shit came out, it was horrible.
Yeah,
like I never got into it because I remember I started a character, I got into it for about a month, I go back to log on to it. My character's gone because they have all these glitches and shit like that. So I had to start everything. I was like, no, this shit doesn't work.
Not to mention, after you play for an hour, there's ain't shit to do after that.
Right. That's why I'm kind of glad they're doing the beta now. But it's like, do I really want to fuck with the beta, knowing like how they start their online stuff? Because it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a shit show.
That's
like,
the one thing. That's the one knock on Rockstar for sure. That online is so suspect.
Yep.
You know, all y'all getting hyped for this Red Dead Online, stop it. Like, get hyped next year, because this year ain't gonna be good. Like, I don't think it's gonna be good at all.
And this is the perfect.
And you know they're gonna be coming out with shark cards for the online. What is it gonna be?
Well, I guess it'll be what
horse cards.
Horse cards.
What are you gonna call them?
Man, pony cards.
Yeah, like you're gonna have cattle cards or some
cattle cards. Yeah, bruh. And it's funny because it's the perfect segue into our main event. So Magus is talking about RDR2. So again, Xbox One is the best place to play for Red Dead Redemption 2. And all of Microsoft fanboys came out the woodwork. It's the best place to, like, please stop it. Like the difference in graphics, it's relatively noticeable, but it's really not a big deal. It doesn't affect gameplay, whatever it is. And then it is Red Dead. I've seen 4 to 5 tweets. This is actual factuals. 4 to 5 tweets. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the game of the generation. I'm like, fam. Like,
so annoying.
First of all, I was watching BG.
It's like listening to people talk about Zelda.
Yo, actual fact. Yo, here's the thing. I'm gonna be a little bit. So shout out to all the people that watch with their kids. Turn this section off. I'm going to just call it like it is. As soon as RDR2 dropped, I went to Sports Authority. They were sold out of knee pads because all these Rockstar game people are sucking this company off and this game off. I'm like, fam, get off your knees. And I'm not saying RDR2 is not going to be the GOAT. I might call it my game of the year, just like I switched up on Spiderman. But y'all got to give it a chance to breathe. Like, let the game be out for a little while. Like, you ain't even beat it, talking about it's the game of the generation. Like, hold on, the game of the generation, dog? Like what are you talking about? What about Dream Daddy? I mean, Zelda, sorry. So I don't know why people are going in like I don't understand it.
That game's so fucking great. I don't get it. I mean, I guess I have to play it just to really.
You're gonna have to play it.
So you don't. No, you don't have to play it.
I do, because I feel so strongly.
How was he gonna overcome being kicked by that stallion back in the day? He need to get into it. All right.
I need to validate my hatred towards the series, so I have to play it.
But the game of the generation. Like, are you being serious? Like, what about Zelda? What about God of War? Just to name a few that came out this year. How are you going to call a game of the generation? Like, and I tweeted at one of the dudes, and I'm like, what about Zelda? And I'm not even a Zelda fan. Like, I never played Zelda. I'm like, what about Zelda? No response. I feel like, and this is to your point, Magus. I saw you put a pro tip on your Twitter, and you were like, think about shit before you talk. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's verbally or whether you write out a tweet, think about it. And I feel like in this community, people don't think, they just go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So
it's a Rockstar game. That's the the best way to like describe. It's like, again,
I get your point. I get your point about the Rockstar game thing. Like everyone just blindly following each other to get Rockstar shit. But I generally like love GTA games. Like I don't know, there's something about it that draws me in every time. And GTA Online, when it launched, it was complete dog shit. I agree, but the way it evolves and the way it keeps evolving is fun to me. It's just something with Red Dead, the game itself, that I could not latch onto, and I just don't understand the craze behind it. I just, to me, I don't get it. I don't know.
No, the reason is because it's a Rockstar game. People don't understand why they're hyping it. They're just hyping it. It's what I think. Because it's, again, like I said, it's not changing anything. There's no real like uniqueness to it. Like
it's formulaic. You saying
this one, the most I see is like it's a very detail oriented, but that's not necessarily a good thing because like I don't need to see a horse shit.
Hold on. So Magus, are you saying hold on, sir. So let me see this.
But if you played it on Xbox, it'd be 4K shit. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Magus, let me ask you a question.
I have a PS4 Pro, I have 4K, so it's not like wowing me to see that. Like,
let me ask you a serious question. Do you think having over 200 species of animals is overkill? Thoughts?
I don't notice it. That's the thing. You can tell me that it's like that's cool. Running around the world, the most unique thing I've seen in the world so far is a buffalo.
Damn.
I see lots of rabbits. I see lots of deer. You know, I see a couple of bears.
That just sounds so boring to me, man.
You know, but it's like
this man say tigers, lions, bears. Oh my!
Like,
but no, it's just like
a hunting simulator.
Yeah,
it do kind of sound like that.
About like people are like talking about how like it has all this detail. It's like
shit don't matter.
I finally had a mission where they taught me how to fish. Right.
Oh God, I heard that shit.
So yeah, and this is in the
shout out to Sean that said Oregon Trail better than Red Dead 2.
I mean, I will say this: to get what you need to do in Oregon Trail is a lot more efficient than Red Dead, because it's like I don't know if any of you ever played Final Fantasy 15, but they have a fishing thing in there too, and it's pretty simple. It's like you hit X to throw the thing. You use the sticks to like reel it in and like to play with the thing, and then it's done. Red Dead is like, okay, walk up to the bank, pull your like rod, which is an experience in itself.
It is a family show. Calm down, bud.
It's shit.
They pull that rod.
Their menu wheel is shit. I'm sorry, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like to get to items, you have to hold L1. Toggle over to items and then spin around to the wheel to what you want. Hit R2 to change to the item that you want because it's like 10 items for one purpose. And then you finally let go of L1. It's like, this is not intuitive, especially if I'm in a running fight and I need to heal quick. I got to hold down this wheel in slow mo, scroll through the wheel to my health and try to like take that shit. And then of course you do the animation every time. So he's pulling the thing out of his like pocket or his horse saddle, opening the bottle, and then taking it to the head and guzzling it while he's getting lit up. It's like, yo, it's detailed. Yeah, that's what you would do in real life. But yo, I'm in a video game. I'm about to fucking die. What are you doing? Or like the fishing, it's like hold R2, hit R2, then hold the button until something grabs, hit R2 again, and then move this in a circular motion. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not fishing. Y'all ruining this damn game for me now. I got
sounds so trash.
I got this thing sitting here,
but it's got a 97 on Metacritic.
Like, again, great like detailed world. You see a lot of like crazy shit. You know, the story seems really, really interesting, but it's like the controls are janky. It's not intuitive, so it can kind of draw you out of that. Like just trying to hit your horse sometimes can be a chore, and it's like, why is this like such a chore? Like,
yo, is this true? The same button to interact with people is the same button to aim your gun.
Yes, R2 for everything.
Terrible.
You hold R2 or L2 for everything.
That's terrible.
Game trash. Can I return it? I ain't open it yet.
Yeah,
nah.
It's like if you want to go up to talk to somebody, you hit the aim button or L2. And then you go.
BG was like, I kept pulling my gun on people.
Yeah, you automatically you have to get within a certain distance, but you don't know the distance to gauge when you're ready to talk to somebody. So you can aimlessly pull your gun on somebody, and like if you're on like a side thing, you'll blow up the whole thing, and the person will run because they were like, "Yo, fuck this! What's wrong with you?"
That's crazy.
Like can you like walk around town and then all of a sudden the cops are after you because you're pulling your gun?
No,
for no reason?
Oh my god! First experience in the game. I'm trying to like change the camera because you can change the camera. There's first person, and I'm hitting the button to change the camera, and I aimlessly hit the O button, which is the punch when you're like walking around.
Yeah,
and I happened to be like in first person, so I couldn't see what was in front of me. It happened to be a horse. The horse kicks me, right?
Damn fine. Clever he is.
That's fun. Yeah, the horses will kick the shit out of you and punch them. Or they'll shit on the ground if you punch them in the side.
That's why I got a 97. No, hey, bro.
I punched the horse right while I was in town. Mistake, hit the wrong button. This dude was like, I'm calling the cops, and ran and got the cops. All of a sudden, I got a fucking posse chasing me through the like fucking hill. I'm like,
because you punched Mr.
Because I punched the fucking horse.
That's awful.
And it's like I ended up with like $180 bounty, which back in those days is like fucking $1 million bond because I punched the horse.
That's not good.
Let me ask you this question, real talk though. What I love about Rockstar Games is they get driving right. You can drive a vehicle in a Rockstar game with precision, in my opinion, in like an open world. I love driving in GTA. How does that translate to Red Dead?
There's no cars back that side?
The horse thing is
no. But like your controls and like how it reacts to your movement.
Horses, it's fine unless you do something quick. Then it has a weird stutter to the turn. Driving a wagon is a fucking chore.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a chore in the first Red Dead, so I was kind of expecting that. It's there's jank. Like I said, the controls have serious jank.
Is there input lag?
Yeah.
Yeah, BG he posted a video on Twitter where he was literally pressing the button and there was a full second of lag, like a full second. And I'm like,
there's like, again, like the hitching the horse thing. That's the thing that bothers me the most. Like you'll see the button to hitch the horse and you hit it, and it doesn't automatically do it, and then it'll go off the screen, and then you got to like circle around the spot for a while to get the button to come back up. And it's like, yo, I just want to fucking like get up, hitch my horse so it won't run away. Why is this fucking so hard to do?
God damn.
It's like it's stuff like that, like little stuff like it's really, really annoying. And it's like there's too many like button presses to get to stuff. Like, doing the draw, you gotta hold down R2 to draw slowly for the dead eye thing, and then you're moving the stick and like you gotta aim in order for it to automatically flash, but it doesn't necessarily automatically flash for me right now because I guess I haven't done anything which required me to use Red Dead really yet. Dead-Eye yet. So it's like you can do certain things in the game that you don't necessarily get taught to do. So you're not really sure how to do it, and then they finally teach you how to do it. And it's like, okay, you should have just told me that in the beginning. Damn. Like there's no real tutorial session in the game because like I said, it just throws you in right there. Yeah. Like how GTA 5 started, they kind of taught you how to do gunfights and stuff like that in that first gunfight. They don't do that in this game. Damn. They don't really teach you. It's just basically in the corner of your screen a text box with a paragraph. And it's like, I can't read that paragraph while I'm shooting at somebody.
Yeah.
I can't look at that because I'm going to die.
Yeah, you can't. You got to like pause that shit, and then it doesn't.
And then if you pause it, that takes it off the screen.
Take that screen away, because it goes to the map or some shit.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing. And it's just like,
I'm going to be honest with you. This game sounds like trash right now.
Again.
Oh my God, bro.
And we'll get to it, but this stupid ass game's probably going to get Game of the Year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an actual fact.
Because it's a Rockstar game, it's going to
because
get
all the voters, the people in power who decide, they all got them knee pads from Sports
No,
Authority.
and I
that thing
think
off.
it's 100% how you say it. Try like it's the flavor of the month. It's what's most current in their minds. So that's what they're gonna.
That's my big. That I really believe it. And that you could be like, that's conspiracy theory. I really believe the date in which the game comes out will definitely have a detrimental impact on its chance for Game of the Year. Red Dead Redemption, Horizon came out in March. God of War came out in April. So people. I mean, Barlog's done a good job of tweeting things out, congratulating Spider-Man, and it also does two things. It shows he has love, but it also keeps his game relevant. And with the new game plus all that stuff, I really think God of War is gonna. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I really think it's gonna be a problem for God of War and Spider-Man, because I think everybody's just talking Red Dead right now. The gaming awards are less than a month, December 7th. So I think it's gonna have that, like the new kid in school. The new kid in school wins the prom king, or the new girl wins the homecoming queen because she's new and everybody's interested in whatever. So,
well,
I don't know.
I will say this: that trend was kind of bucked in 2013 because remember, GTA came out that year, and everybody thought that was going to be the game of the year. Yeah, and The Last of Us ended up being most people's game of the year.
Oh yeah.
So, maybe this will have the same effect.
But see, Last of Us come out though. When did that?
Last of Us came out in June during E3, and
yeah,
what's his name came out like September, October.
Here's the difference, and I don't think I'm overstating this by saying this, or I don't think I'm going against. I really think, I remember, and I had a 360, so I didn't even get a chance. I still haven't played Last of Us yet. I know it's blasphemous, but I got it on digital download. I'm gonna play it. The Last of Us, in many people's opinion, was the game of the generation. Like
it was one of the best PlayStation 3.
Like people were saying, I talked because all my whole family is PS3 dudes, and like they were like, this is the best game this generation. So I think that if a game is like a generational type game, it don't matter when it comes out. But like if a game is really good, like Horizon Zero Dawn, I really think, it got no awards at the Jeff Keighley, game awards. It got no awards. Like, how does that game get no awards?
It was nominated for every single award possible, and it got beat out by Zelda because that was the most recent game to come out. That's a major title, like you said, and two, the Nintendo fans, that
nostalgia and the fanboyism was at an all-time high for sure.
It's crazy.
But you know what?
And the game was good though. They said
I could accept Zelda beating out a Horizon because it did change. Like it did kind of change the Zelda formula and the way that they did things. It had there was something about it that was unique to it. Yeah. Rockstar games are pretty much textbook. Yep. They do generally the same thing. They have a set open world formula that they go to, and they add flourish, like the details to it. Yeah, and they good characters, but they do nothing that can make me say I can make a serious argument as to why this stands out better than what they did with God of War, which was they totally reinvented the series.
Oh yeah, this latest God of War, and I really, like I said, I really need to play it again. To get the full, because like I said, in Magus, you saw me struggle bust through that damn God of War mode. I really need to, I really need to play it again regularly, because I think, like I said, I was tainted from the difficulty, because that shit damn near killed me.
Play it a regular mode and you can get the like full effect. Yeah. You'll be like, yo, this is like a really good, like, again, it made me actually believe in Kratos.
No question. Anyway, let's keep rocking and rolling, because I know like we the type 3, we're gonna be on this thing till about 3 a.m. and I know some of us got to work and get to it, but let's keep rocking in the Microsoft section. Ninja Theory, and this goes along with all the other announcements. Ninja Theory, people made Hellblade, announced they will be unveiling a project in 2019, along with.
Very excited to hear what that's going to be.
Yeah, and then
Hellblade was fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't played Hellblade. Magus, did you play Hellblade or?
I haven't played it, but I've heard really.
Really,
it
really
was
good things.
fantastic, man. Highly recommend it.
Along with that, and I'm very curious. This kind of goes into the same thing. I'm very curious that project that they're going to announce. Obviously, it's not going to come out next year. I'm assuming they're announcing it for the Xbox 2 or whatever it's going to be called. Joining the list, you talk about Microsoft announced. Megan said it earlier. Obsidian, people who made South Park, Fallout, all that stuff, and also Exile Entertainment, the people who made Wasteland, all those kind of things. So, these RPG focused studios, and then Hellblade. To me, this basically says Microsoft is waving the white flag. They're like, "Hey, PS4, Nintendo, y'all got this. We going to the next." They're getting. I feel like they're amping
for the next.
They in this whole training hard for the next generation because they know they took a major L. Even though people say that, and they did take an L.
They're still doing good in sales and stuff. But
ostensibly, like on the outside, it looks to gamers they took an L, but as a company, they still this Games Pass, bro, they're making millions, so they're still good. But all these studios, I think they're gearing up for a big release. So
I firmly believe they're going to be a big influence on 2020 when they announce the new consoles.
When they dropped it, do you think the Xbox, the new Xbox is coming in 2020?
Yeah.
Magus, what do you think? You think the new Xbox?
I wouldn't be surprised if it came next year.
Next year?
Yeah, I honestly
there's a rumor that PS5 is going to get announced and drop Christmas time next year.
No way, dog.
But
God,
leaning more towards 2020, and I
think PS5 2020, but I could see Xbox coming out next year because
they
have more desperation behind them.
And that's the thing. When you said that, I'm like, you know what though? They're mad desperate because this generation's a wrap.
The only thing I would say I wouldn't agree is they're recently just acquiring these studios. They need time to make these games. So
that's an actual fact.
They're gonna need this time. I feel 2020 for me personally is gonna be where PlayStation 5, Xbox 2, if you want to call it that, is gonna come out.
And also, not to mention, the Xbox One X just dropped last year.
Yeah.
But the S dropped the year before.
Well,
yeah,
they doing this Apple cell phone shit. They get a new joint every year.
And that's the thing. I can see them doing that, and that's what worries me. Like everybody's getting excited about them acquiring all these studios, and I'm glad they're doing that. But remember when a lot of people forget when they announced the Xbox One at first. And they made this big to-do about we got 15 studios all working on exclusive projects for Xbox.
Shout out to
the only things that came out that were completed were basically Halo, Gears, Forza.
Halo, Gears, and Forza. That's Kiss Me.
That was pretty much it because that D4 game, they came out with one part or two parts of it. They never finished that game. They shut down like most of those studios within a year or two. So it's like, they're getting all these big name studios, but I'm worried that they're not going to do what they're supposed to do and just do like they did before and just fold all those studios into their tried and true studios and don't put out there. Like you have Ninja's Theory, use them. They make good games. Use them to the fullest. Don't do another shooter for God's sake. Please. Love, I got stop doing shooters.
I'm cautiously hopeful. That's what I'll say.
I want the competition because it's better for
and here's what I'm saying. That's exactly me and Cy were talking Megas before the show. Sony is kicked their feet up. Like that's why for Sony, our Sony section has no news.
I think they're making a calculated mistake by just sitting back and waiting.
I don't think they're sitting back and waiting. I honestly don't think.
I feel like they are.
I think they're just being quiet. I think they're letting Microsoft jump.
Maybe
You think you think they're being just like
they're letting them
silent
throw the
observers.
punch
because Microsoft's already put themselves in front. Like, yes, we're working on this. Like, they were like really quick to throw that out at E3 and all that. It's like,
Yeah, because they have
really
nothing
quick to
else.
throw out all this stuff. And Sony, it took them until last month to finally say, yeah, it's being worked on.
Yeah, officially. I mean,
Yeah.
Microsoft. What you mean at E3? They could have talked about Sea of Thieves, crickets. Yo, here's the thing: Sea of Thieves, Crackdown. Like
That game's not coming out. You know that, right?
yo, you heard it.
Crackdown's not coming out.
You heard it. Yo,
That game's not coming out.
Hey, Friday night gaming exclusive via Magus. Crackdown 3 is canceled, bitches. That game ain't coming. Yo, here's the thing.
that game looks pretty dope though.
Yo, listen, if you like Terry Crews, that's cool. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't believe. I'm kind of. I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna come out because it's been.
I'll put it to you this way:
for 5 years.
Death Stranding will release before that game.
Damn.
And
we still won't know what Death Stranding is about.
Yo,
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. First of all, Death Stranding is my game of the year. Confirm you heard it first. No, I'm just joking. I can't rock Kojima
Game
like
of
that.
what year?
2025. Death Stranding ain't coming to the next generation after the next one. Here's the thing. You gonna beat Death Stranding and still not have no fucking clue what the game is about. That's a fact.
I'm not playing it. I'm not buying it. Nope. Kojima's not getting shit from me.
Man.
Yo, what's your
maybe,
beef?
yo.
What's your beef? Tell the people.
Huh?
What's your beef with him? Tell the people.
Look, I
he got
have
OG
no
beef
problem
with
with like Kojima as far as like previous games. He's done some good games. They're batshit insane, but nonetheless, they are what they are. This Death Stranding thing, this is me putting my foot down and saying no, fuck you, go to hell.
Man said no means no.
Like, no. Since the first fucking trailer, I have been confused as shit as to what, like, I don't know if I could, like, I don't do drugs, but I don't think there's a drug known to man that can make you understand that shit.
Magus,
Like-
but what about the GOAT, Norman Reedus? He's the GOAT.
Like, yo, like, redneck ninja, okay, whatever. I don't care. Like, cool, you're good on, like, Walking Dead as Daryl.
Oh, man.
I'm sure, like, if you would have asked him in the interview, so what's Death Stranding about? He's like, I'll just show up and get a paycheck.
Yeah, I just show up and do this voice acting.
Like,
bro.
right, like, I don't know, but like,
He'll
and
be
I
like,
hate
ask Kojima.
Yo,
about-
Daryl watched the trailer for the first time. Was like, why the fuck is there a baby strapped to my stomach? He had no idea.
Yo, for real. That's so crazy.
No, that game can go to hell. It can come out like tomorrow, and I will have no interest.
So you telling me even if the game comes out and people say it's so dope, the gameplay is fun, you still won't play it?
I won't even watch a playthrough.
Oh God.
Damn.
Damn, Magus really, Magus is
on that
the
right.
I didn't even want to
anti-
read the Wikipedia page to find out what happens. You know what? The Wikipedia page is going to be question marks.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. Like I feel what you're saying, but I'm telling you, if I'm gonna wait, like I'm not gonna day one that game because I still don't know what it's about. But if I read the reviews, I'm open to that because Kojima's the genius. The whole thing what he did on, and I never full disclosure, I never played a Metal Gear Solid, but the thing he did where you had to unplug the port and put it into the second port to
That
beat
was
the game.
yeah. That was
Like, I just, based on his genius, I'm gonna probably check the game out just because, and it's along with his freedom from the slave owner Konami. I think I don't know. I kind of have faith, but it's completely blind. So it could be an utter failure, or it could be the GOAT. So I think
I'll put it this way: if it's on PlayStation Plus, I'll get it.
Damn, nah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
You know what it is though? It could be like he's putting all his eggs in one basket. Like this is his bread and butter game, and he's just not letting anyone know anything about it because
that's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming. And like to beat it, you're gonna have to do get the PlayStation camera, turn that bitch on, and do a one-handed cartwheel. But like that's the kind of stuff he's on. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested just because he's an evil genius, but who knows? Winnie the Pooh joins Kingdom Hearts.
Thoughts?
Yo, I don't know. You know who gamers really into Kingdom Hearts? And I've never,
Dude,
I've never.
I feel like everyone and no one is into Kingdom Hearts.
Megas, you into Kingdom Hearts?
I've never played a Kingdom Hearts, and I have no clue as to what the hell is going on.
It's like, isn't it like Disney characters?
Games,
all Disney characters.
And I saw Elsa like froze
Final
someone.
Fantasy Disney World.
Yeah, it's like Disney and Square Enix people.
Yeah,
like, mixed up.
Yeah, we're gonna pass on that. But there's a lot of people who are like diehard, like Mickey Mouse tattoos on their ass cheeks. So, they're gonna probably like that.
Like I don't know where the craze started with this game.
Yeah, like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
If you want to know,
it might be a different generation.
Tell you. I don't know.
It might have. I'm like, when did the first one come out? Because it might be a generational thing.
Oh,
that was PlayStation 2, right?
Eurostrix he plays Kingdom Hearts, maybe?
Yeah, he's a Kingdom Hearts encyclopedia. So if you want to know,
oh snap, hell yeah,
he will tell you he can tell you the lore. He's the lore master.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll have to hit him up because I have no idea about that game. Moving on, the best console this generation, the Switch. Here's a reality. Listen, the fanboys. I love Nintendo fanboys. They're the best to talk to. Nintendo came out last year, or what is it? The year before, they dropped that Zelda and that Mario Odyssey. And the Mario Kart Deluxe gangbusters. Nintendo's going to beat Xbox. It's going to be the GOAT. And then they've been silent this whole year, other than Octopath Traveler, which people said was trash. I don't know if it is or not. And then Monster Hunter. Other than those two games, either one of those are completely irrelevant.
Mario Party
comes out in 5 days. So they have two games this entire year that people know about. Mario Party that comes out November 16th. And they're also going to come out with a green and yellow neon Joy-Con. So
it's another Mario game, though. That's all they could do.
And then they coming out with people talking about game of the year quality Smash Bros. And listen, Smash Bros might be great, and it's definitely going, like, all the Nintendo stands are buying Smash Bros. So they're probably going to sell like 4 or 5 million copies day one. And I'm sure the game will be
is a great game, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it is, but at the same time, like, here's my problem with Nintendo. And Nintendo got that drug money from the 80s, so they're good for life. Nintendo is just like, they're sitting there and they're just looking at you with this smug ass, like, we give no fucks. You gonna get this work. Like, and that's my problem with them. Like, I don't know.
Game Informer has like a top 5 of the top 2019 games they're looking forward to on coming out for the Switch.
Yeah.
3 of those 5 is Luigi's Mansion, new Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, which is a Wii U port, and Yoshi's World.
So all Mario games.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing.
That's all they know how to do.
Here's my thing. I want more competition. I don't know. I guess I'm biased as a gamer for sure. Like, I want more competition for Xbox and PlayStation. And I feel like Nintendo's, it's not a niche system, but in a way it is, because like when I find people who like have the Switch and are into Switch gaming, they don't really play PS4 and Xbox. Like, I don't know. That's just me. That's been my experience in my small world. But I don't know. Like, what do you like? Are you guys okay with Nintendo coming out with 2 games for the entire 2018? Like, I don't know.
I think it's not smart business, but who am I? They put out a Mario game, make millions of dollars, and they put out another Mario game 6 months later. So
and they ain't dropping them prices either.
Yeah, no.
Megas, are you going to get a Switch?
No, I'm trying to motivate myself to get one because I've grew up a Nintendo fan like most people.
Hell yeah!
I was a big Zelda fan and all that, but I feel like if it's not Zelda or Mario related, maybe Kirby sometimes. Yeah. Nintendo doesn't do anything, and I miss the days when Nintendo used to put out all of their games. Like, go back into like Nintendo's library. Nintendo used to come up with so many games, just first party games, not
so many
third party. They used to come up with all types of crazy titles from their studios, and it's like, all y'all do is Mario.
Yeah,
and then like every 5 years, like you GTA Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. I just, like I said, I wish they would kind of come into the 21st century and just start making, but you know what? They do what they do because they can. And you ain't changing this. It's also a cultural thing too. Like they're sticking to their guns regardless because it's always worked. And so I guess just let them rock. But I want to get a Switch. Me and Sai, I think both want to get one just to. I gotta play Zelda because people just said like that's the people were hyping Zelda like everyone across the board, even like my pops. Shout out to Pops. He'll play any game ever. He says Zelda's legit, so I do want to get a Switch for that. But either way, that's Nintendo. That's what they're doing, and then like their E3 was basically Smash Brothers. So
that new car Labo thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. Real quick, moving on Sony news. Like Magus said, I kind of agree with what you're saying. They're sitting back in the cut, but at the same time, like they canceled PSX. The last PSX was trash. They had cats on the couch. And then Sai was a Microsoft fanboy during E3 because he said they won and Sony was trash.
They 100% won. I don't care. I
don't give a Microsoft stand up. Sony real quick.
Sony's been dog shit with their press conferences. Like they're just sitting back and collecting checks.
Yeah, they
won. So I'll say this though, like the 4 games that they showed, you have to admit,
bro, it's fantastic.
I tried to tell Sai, I'm like, fan, the games that they showed,
wanted everything that they showed,
bro.
Ghost of Tsushima, I cannot wait for that.
But that's my point. Like they've been sitting on those 4 games all year. Like, wait till we drop these trailers. Like that's all they needed. But I still, to me, I feel like it's a mistake. Like, I don't know. I feel like Microsoft's gearing up and they're just kind of just like sitting back and
see. But I see your point. I see your point to that. But at the same time, by the way, when they dropped every Sony game at E3 was fire to me, and that's why I wasn't really that mad. It wasn't. Was it a lazy conference? Hell yeah, it was lazy. But like they win it. Like if LeBron show up, he's good. Like exactly. And so I really think
that makes me nervous for next gen though. That's why.
Here's why I'm not nervous though, because not to fanboy this thing, Sony. They ain't been doing nothing. They just dropped God of War and they dropped Spiderman, 2 of the best games I played this gen. Sony they got these games, bro. And that's the one thing about this generation, and that's why they destroyed this whole console war, air quotes. Sony drops these games, my guy. And that's never gonna change. I feel like they've always dropped games.
I hope it doesn't change and they just stay on task and keep pace.
I think they will, because it's like with the Microsoft stuff, they still have to prove themselves with, like I said, with all these studios. Like you can buy and say you got all these studios, but I need you to start putting out diversity in your product. You have no diversity in your product at Microsoft. You don't show any real commitment to your console as far as first party stuff. Because all you did, let's be honest, all they did during the 360 generation was they bought exclusivity to everything. And everybody catered to Microsoft. Yeah. So they won the war because everybody.
They're the only ones allowed to play anything.
Yeah. So you had to get an Xbox 360 if you wanted to play the latest, greatest stuff. Yeah. Even though Sony still had their exclusives, which, again, like Uncharted, Infamous, all that, were a step above in many ways over the Microsoft stuff.
Yeah.
But Microsoft owned the landscape. And once Sony started to get the exclusives, you started to realize, not only do they have that, but they actually got their own games that are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
They put out solid titles. And I think that's why Sony is kind of not forcing the issue, because it's we're going to let our studios do what they're going to do anyway.
Yeah.
There's going to be new stuff Rockstar has a second game. Not Rockstar, sorry. Naughty Dog has a second game coming. Other than The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Probably not an Uncharted game because they're probably done with Uncharted, but Sony letting their studios come up with whatever they want, they're gonna come up with something like wild, and this is gonna like be fucking like ridiculous once they announce that next system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once you know, Sucker Punch is done with Ghost of Tsushima, they are gonna have something else. Insomniac already did this, even though they're not a Sony exclusive studio no more. They have the Spider-Man franchise, and they have Marvel's backing as well.
Right.
So there's going to be another Spider-Man coming for that next. It's like they have stuff loaded. They don't have to talk about it because right now all of this stuff is hitting like big.
Yeah, and it's you know what it is like this is the thing, and this is what actually pisses me off the most about Microsoft. Sony is like that heavyweight prize fighter who's like 21-0, and then you got this new kid that just showed up to the gym. This new kid, this Microsoft, and Microsoft's not new, obviously, but the way they failed this gen, they have to make all that. They can't just come out with a game or two and like Microsoft's back. Like, no, you have to make up for all these years. They failed this gen miserably, and so they have to make all that up. And Sony's looking at it like this. Sony's like, fam, we already got these heavy hitters. So even if you come back when Last of Us 2 drops, you still finish no matter what you do. And I feel like they're looking at it, which makes them not lazy, but relatively complacent. But at the same time, I feel like they're holding bombs at the same time. So it's like, I don't know, like I feel like, Sai, I feel like you and I agree, like we want them to stay on point, but at the same time,
don't fall behind. Don't get
don't fall behind. But I'm like, to me, and this, I'm not trying to be a fanboy. I feel like it's impossible for them to fall behind. Look at what they showed at E3, bro. Those games were like outer worldly, and then you watch the games on Xbox. Well, they didn't have no games. So like, that's my point. Like, you're looking at what Sony has coming, and Sony has games coming. It's like a politician being like, we're gonna increase healthcare and make good positive changes in the community. Then the other politicians like, we're gonna actually give money to after school programs, and we're also gonna have police and people in the community come together at these functions. Very specific. Sony is dead specific. Microsoft is a promise of these studios. You know what I'm saying? So
I get it.
That's just me.
Yeah, no, it's like if you have a dope product, you don't really need to sit and scream that I have a dope product, and that's Sony's doing.
Yeah. Speaking of Dan, this is the Sony podcast now. Goddamn, nah. Shout out to Microsoft. We hope you goddamn come back so you can give us some competition.
Let Ninja Theory do like in Obsidian make great games. Please.
Yeah.
Let them.
Yeah. I want. Here's what I want. Legit. I want to have to buy a next generation Xbox. I want to do something to make me buy your system. That's all I want.
Agreed.
Because I'll have both. Anyway, PS4 86.1 million sales, surpassed PS3. Shout out to them. PS Classic runs an open source emulator.
They brought in the devs that created the emulators on PC, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like, and because now it's open source, anybody can grab that code and basically run their own emulators to get these games. So,
damn.
I don't know.
Basically, you could put all the games that not on there if you know how to.
Correct.
Damn.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Put it on your computer like everybody else does. Or give me a damn classic game pack for my PlayStation 4. Like, I don't understand.
Why don't companies do that anymore?
I mean, Sega does. I have Sega Classics. And
right.
That game,
Sega's like the only one.
Sega Classics is awesome. If I could play Sonic the Hedgehog, you tell me I can't play like Spyro 1 or some shit. Like,
damn.
Give me a break. But
that's crazy.
And Bushido Blade.
And their lineup's not that good. I saw their lineup. for the classic. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but the lineup wasn't that impressive.
I think the problem is they're using the old PlayStation 1 controller, and you can't do all the really good games with that controller.
Yeah, it's true.
Damn.
All right, well, let's move on to just general topics. GTA 5 shipped 100 million copies worldwide.
Hey.
And to piggyback off that, now that Red Dead 2 is finally out, you think Rockstar is just going to shift all focus and resources towards GTA 6? Because there is some rumblings that people are like, "Oh, GTA 6 is going to be too offensive for the current group of gamers."
Well, Magus just DM'd me. He's boycotting GTA 6.
Facts.
He says formulaic, and it's the same thing, so it's trash.
Give me Sleeping Dogs 2, people.
I hope that they're just gung ho GTA 6 because I'm all about it. But that's just
I'm all about. Here's why I'm all about GTA 6 because GTA 5 here's the thing, it was a lot of fun, and like I agree with Megan in the fact that it's formulaic. I do think that the integration of the three characters was flawless, the personalities, all the stuff that Rockstar does well, I really like, and that's why I already bought Red Dead Redemption 2. GTA 6, I almost wonder like what they're gonna do with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like, where do they go from the success of GTA 5 is out of this world. Like, I know my dumbass bought the game. I bought it once for the 360. I bought it for the PS4, and then I bought it, for my father-in-law. So, yeah. And just real quick, because I know we're running on time. People were really upset at BlizzCon because I guess Diablo Immortal was announced for a mobile, and people thought Diablo 4 was going to be announced.
Everyone was like, dude, everyone was anticipating them announcing Diablo 4. Like, it's been like one of their most anticipated games, basically, like when Diablo 4 is coming. And they got out there and they announced this new mobile game.
People were tight.
Bro, so many people were booing the guy on stage. Like, it was way worse than the Xbox press conference when they like first announced the One X. Like, like it was so bad. People were like, you know how they at panels and press conferences, sometimes they'll put a microphone and let the crowd come up and ask questions.
Yeah.
Dude, people were lining up and asking questions like, "What kind of joke are you playing on this? When you announcing Diablo 4? Like, is this terrible. A sick April Fool's joke?" And like the guy was like, "No, this is really a mobile game that we're making, and it's gonna be available to Android and Apple." And like, people were like, "No, seriously, when's Diablo 4 coming out? Like, we give no shits about this." Like, it was an utter failure. Like, BlizzCon was an absolute failure to them.
I feel like I should download that just because.
It's funny because the game might be fire, but you wouldn't know.
You should like hook it up. You should hook up the phone to stream and just title it Diablo 4 beta. Real quick, and we'll run through these because I know we run a short on time. We got to get up out of here. Overwatch next big patch will require a full reinstall of the game. Does anyone care about Overwatch? Like,
not really, but it's interesting that you have to reinstall the whole game for the update. That's a little crazy.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of silly. Strategy guide, games Prima Games is shutting down.
That actually makes me sad because it's like a part of my childhood dying.
Yeah,
every book you would see. Remember, like just going to like a Dragon's Den or
I actually had the Legend of Zelda one.
You would just buy these guides, like they were like graphic novels almost. Like you're just buying these giant books, well written graphic novels of how to beat a level or something. Like it was awesome. But they're gone. They're
that's shout out to the strategy guides. And last thing really, Game Awards announce all nominees on Tuesday, so definitely we're gonna check that out, all three of us for sure. And then Magus, I don't know if you're doing a special podcast for the gaming awards. I know we're gonna try to do like a live reaction on December, I think it's December 6th or 7th, whenever the game awards drop. And just check our channel, check our Twitter. We'll be definitely we're gonna announce them as they announce it and give our thoughts, and then and that's about it. As far as deals are concerned, Black Friday deals, go get them. There are too many to list here, so we ain't gonna do that. And plus, we run out of time.
It's running on sale for $20 for pre-order, and I'll get it.
This Megas want that family discount off top.
Exactly.
He said for the price.
And I want the DLC with it.
Wow, and you want the DLC?
That's free. Goddamn.
Oh man.
Division 2 saying all 3 DLCs for year 1 are going to be free. GD to them.
Damn, that's actually really dope. That may make me play it because
Activision take notice.
Are you going to play the beta when it comes out?
Am I going to play what?
The beta when it comes out?
I'm going to try. Fuck yeah.
I just want to play it because it's in DC and I live near DC.
So they moved it. Yeah, that's right.
I just want to see what they got right and what they got wrong.
Yeah, because you'll be able to tell. Yeah,
exactly,
the point.
Exactly how I was with Division 1. I was like, all right, let's run around these Manhattan streets and see what the deal is.
Yeah, hell yeah. See if they got everything correct. Structural wise and all that stuff. Real quick. Hey, we reached the end of the podcast, baby. Hey, lit. Shout out to Black Magus for coming on here.
Quick question. Magus, what do you think is going to win Game of the Year?
Oh, hold on. No. We ain't going to. This what I want to do. I want to get right now. I finally got you on here. I need a definitive. The definitive. I'm gonna give you 3 games. You tell me 1, 2, or 3 game of the year. And in your heart of hearts, you looking at Spider-Man, you're looking at God of War, you're looking at RDR2. List them 1, 2, 3.
For me,
yeah,
it would be God of War, Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh damn, this man said bump RDR2. I like it. Okay, so RDR2 is not even on that top 3.
I mean, I guess it is since Assassin's Creed Odyssey is not going to be in the run-in, so it'll be 3 for me.
Okay. Nah, that's what's up. So who do you think? Okay, so you're saying God of War is your game of the year. Who do you think's going to win?
Do you think Detroit's going to be nominated?
Good question.
It's going to be nominated for something, probably story.
Maybe, yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, best narrative.
Best narrative. I think it will do that, but it's not going to get a game of the year thing. I do think Odyssey will sneak on that list because they usually do 5.
I was wondering who. Yeah,
are all 5 going to be Sony games?
No,
because Red Dead is a multi-plat.
It's going to be Sony, Red Dead, and then it's going to be something on Nintendo, but I don't know what.
See, here's my thing.
It can't.
Platform.
They're going to sneak.
I still say it's Sony because let's be real, everybody has a PlayStation.
Yeah.
No, but hold on, Megas. You said what are you going to sneak on the Switch?
Probably Octopath Traveler.
Oh God,
I've heard people like that on there.
I've only heard bad things, and so yeah, I guess if they have to throw something on there.
Oh no, my bad. I just thought about the 5th one. It's probably going to be Monster Hunter. I've totally forgot about that game. Came out this year. A lot of people were really hyped when Monster Hunter came out.
Totally upset about that.
Yeah, nah,
I don't get it, but
me and Sai played that demo. We dropped that thing.
Yeah,
so
I did
fast.
too. And it was. I think I played 30 minutes of that demo.
We actually played. Yeah, I think we played 20 minutes, and I was like, Sai, you want to run another? He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, like I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we got, and we'll give you our list a little bit later because right now I'm still working through this the shock of Spider-Man being almost as good as God of War to me. It's troubling.
Hey, you already said it was better.
Nah. I was on that yak. I was drinking. Nah.
Come on,
anyway, real quick, let's do the outros. Sai, I'll have you jump in real quick and just do your outro.
Yes, sir. I just want to give Magus a quick shout out. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Hey,
Appreciate it, man. You can find me at twitter.com/Scythex_ and twitch.tv/Scythex.
hey, that's what's up. And Magus, go ahead and do your outro, brother.
All right. So again, thank you guys for having me join. I need to come back when you do your game of the year thing because I feel like I need to beat into your head why being greater should be.
Nah, yeah, I mean, you already did a pretty good job. I already admitted that the game is so much better than I thought it was.
Just wait till you get to the DLC. If you got the DLC, god damn, that DLC is so good.
Damn,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for all 3 DLCs.
Yeah, I was saying, wait.
I need a discount. I need a discount.
Binge it all.
Yeah, I need that discount because I don't really mess with DLC like that. So
it's worth the $20. Trust me.
Yeah,
first part alone makes it's worth. But
no doubt. And make sure you hit up Magus channel for sure. Extra Life.
Yeah, Magus, where can the people find you? What podcast?
Everything is at Black Magus except for there's the Wise Guy Gaming Sports Entertainment channel. Just look that up.
That's YouTube.
Yeah, that's on YouTube.
Yeah, all the links will be in the description for sure. All the links will be in the description for sure. And hey, listen, episode 21 in the books, baby. It's your boy Trigun with my co-host Cy and our special guest, the OG of all OGs, Black Magus. Shout out to him for coming on the podcast. And you can hit me on Twitter at Trigun4848, twitch.tv/Trigun411. And that's a wrap, baby. Hey,
we
episode 21 in the books, and we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.